My name is Alex Karekis, and I want to welcome you to my Finding Lost Civilization series. Today, we're in a small town of Pacific Grove, which is located on the Monterey Peninsula in California. This is a fantastic little town, and it traces its history to 1875, when the Methodists set up a summer camp here, and from that, a city grew. So much of the history around this area that the people living here speak about begins in 1875. But I am now standing at Pacific Grove's oldest and most historic spot, which is largely unknown by the people of this town. The original inhabitants of this area were called the Rumsen Indians, and they were known to inhabit this area 3,000 to 4,000 years before the first Europeans arrived here. Presently, I'm standing near a place called Point Pinos, and right here where I'm standing is the remains of an ancient Rumsen encampment, which is thousands of years old. And right here, there are some grinding mortars. This is where the ancients prepared their food. These grinding mortars were used to grind acorns, pine nuts, because these were a main staple, an important part of the diet of the Rumsen Indians in this area. So I'm happy to share this little piece, this oldest piece of history from Pacific Grove with you. So let's go on this little trek and let me reveal this very beautiful and historic spot to you. Just looks like an obscure pile of boulders, but look at this right here as we come up to it, right over here. This over here is an ancient grinding bowl. So what I've done is I've come around and I'm giving you a different perspective of this grinding mortar. One of the things that I noticed when we were looking at this mortar is, look at this, okay? This over here, laying here probably hundreds of years, alone and untouched, appears to be what's called the pestle. This is the implement, okay, that was used, okay, to crush the acorn or the pine nut in these grinding mortars. Look at this over here. The bottom end over here is very, very smooth. In other words, it's been used, okay? These boulders become very smooth because they're ground against other stone items, okay? But let me show you something. I'm going to walk around to where this mortar is over here. And one thing is, if this item right here, if this is a pestle and it's broken off, so it probably came out another 5 or 6 inches to make this about 8 inches long. Let me show you. We are on this journey together. Look at this. It fits in there perfectly. So anyways, it's broken off over here. So the extension was probably here, and this is how they crushed their food over here. This is how they crushed their food, just like this. This is really an amazing piece of history in front of us. So we have 3 of these items here. 1, 2, 3. 3 bedrock mortars to include the remnants of a pestle. I'm going to leave this item right here, exactly where I found it. And hopefully, 1,000 years from now, it'll still be lying here, right there. So this is a great, great little find. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this little trek into our past, into the history of Pacific Grove and its actual origins. As I mentioned before, this is the oldest and most historic spot in Pacific Grove. And I hope you've enjoyed this brief little journey that we've taken to the roots of this area. So anyways, let's continue our trek in search of lost civilizations.